So, hello and welcome to the MyPam Career Hive Podcast. We have a really exciting guest today, Sienna, who is a A-level student, if I'm correct,
Yeah.
who has embarked on this exciting journey around going into looking into apprenticeships, degree level apprenticeships, and what does that mean. So, we're going to talk through your journey, that everything you went through. And I know, excitingly, that you ended up in a really positive space where you've got, was it 3 offers now, or is this two
Just
and a
two,
half still?
yeah, just two at the minute, and then waiting on the third.
2 at the minute.
hmm
Oh, how exciting is that? That's what it's all about. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, right. So there you are. Listen, we're going to take a few steps back.
Okay.
In terms of the journey of being an apprenticeship, when did it kind of dawn on you that this is the route that you wanted to take and not go straight into university?
Yeah. So first of all, I've always known kind of that university solely on its own wasn't the route for me. So obviously, I was weighing up different options. So we had the degree apprenticeship option, the just regular apprenticeship option, and then obviously like you've got your uni option, or even like taking a gap year. And then as I'd done all the research, I realised that degree apprenticeship was the one for me. Like having that time where you go to uni and then you're also earning whilst you're working and getting your degree all at the same time, and that just seemed like the best option for me, with the most pros as well. Obviously, everything is different for like everyone. Everyone has different things that they want to achieve and stuff like that. So when I saw the degree apprenticeship option, I kind of knew that was the route for me. Since I'd say I probably came across degree apprenticeships in start of year 12, because I didn't really know much
Wow,
about
okay.
because yeah, at school they don't really tell you much about them. I think I remember when we went to like look round my sixth form, and my head of sixth form, he did a talk, and he did say in the talk like a degree apprenticeship option after sixth form is like gold dust, like it's so hard to get them, and like not many, only one student that they've had so far has actually managed to get a degree apprenticeship role. So like since then, I've been determined to be the next student to hopefully end up in the degree apprenticeship, which I have got an offer for. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
definitely, it was just the fact that I can earn whilst I learn, um,
yeah.
and like having that flexibility, whilst also having meeting new people, going to a new place, and really like working in a company and feeling like part of the team.
Yeah, yeah, that's really exciting. I mean, we'll talk a bit around, because if you look at the decision-making process, I guess from year 9, when you sort of selected your options, and then you do your GCSEs, and then you select your options in year 12. It's a shame
Yeah,
that in that period of time, you didn't really get a lot of information around
I know it's
apprenticeships,
really
even though you kind of knew. Mm,
It is hard because I feel like school, they don't give you all the different options. You kind of have to, if you don't know about it, you miss out almost. And the only reason I actually
yeah,
found out about apprenticeship and degree apprenticeship opportunities is solely because my mom, she like was looking at different things, and she knows people that have like done different things. We don't know anyone that's done a degree apprenticeship, but we know people who have applied for degree apprenticeships, and we've like that's the only way we've known. Like if my mom didn't know
mm.
about it, I definitely wouldn't have been in the place that I am now.
Wow, there you go. And they say the majority of careers right now are driven by parents, right? So well
Yeah,
done, mum.
yeah,
So you owe her when you get your first pay packet. I think that's dinner with mum. Yeah, no questions asked, no expense spared. So there we go. That's fantastic. So year 12, you find out that what, degree apprenticeships is a viable route.
definitely.
Excitingly, your head of sixth form says, listen, Sen, we've only had one out
Yeah,
of maybe 80 students, 90 students go. So you're suddenly thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be a bit of a journey.
I know.
Um, so how did you approach it? So talk me through. So of course you had mom's support and dad's
Yeah.
support and everybody's support around that. What was your strategy then? Because you said you were determined to get up on that ladder for apprenticeship. So what was your strategy?
Yeah, so something I just missed out actually is another reason
Mm,
why I wanted to do like the degree apprenticeship is because I'm crap at exams. I'm not exams aren't my strong point. So that coursework
yeah.
and like really like working in a practical way, like learning through doing stuff and actually doing it practically, um,
Mm,
really stood out for me. Like I knew that I would learn better like that and then obviously apply it into my degree, because obviously
mm,
with a degree apprenticeship most of the time it's 1 day in uni and then 4 days in the workplace. So yeah, you can really like apply that, and that's what stood out to me with the degree as well. Most of the degrees that they use, that these firms use, are like mostly coursework. Obviously it
mm,
might vary, but the ones that I've applied for anyway are. um, but in terms of like help and stuff that I've got, I mainly looked at online. I googled it was the first thing that I did, and I found Rate My Apprenticeship. And Rate My Apprenticeship, I can't fault it. Really, really, really good website that gives you all the different apprenticeship schemes on there, ranging from regular apprenticeships to normal degree apprenticeships. I don't know if I've lost you. Your video's just gone off. Hello? Hey, can you hear me?
Oh no, I got disconnected. It's okay. We're back on. We're back on.
Okay, where did it finish from? So I'll
Yeah.
start from there.
So you said you said that you were basically would we're now talking about your journey and how you went about identifying your apprenticeship rules.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I look first thing I did was have a look online, and I found Rate My Apprenticeship, and that really, really, really helped me. Listed all the different apprenticeships, ranging from normal apprenticeships, so like all the different levels of apprenticeships, and then obviously you've got your level 6 with which is your degree apprenticeship, and it literally just lists them on pages and pages, of like all the different apprenticeships with different firms, with different topics. So I went for a business management, or chartered management degree apprenticeship role. That's what I was looking for. But you can go into things like pharmaceutical degree apprenticeships, engineering, all different types of things. So it's not just for business. Anyone can do it with like all different interests. And the reason I found that website is actually because I spoke to a careers advisor at school, and she recommended this website, and she said as well it's so hard like to get a degree apprenticeship, but you just have to make sure you like prepare and put in the time and plan your interviews, for example. But yeah, Rate My Apprenticeship worked perfectly. I did, to be honest, I use the government website as well. They have degree apprenticeships on there, and I applied for about, I'd say, 30 maybe, on Rate My
Wow. Yeah.
Apprenticeship. Yeah, about 30 different ones. And some you just hear nothing back from, like you just never hear back. Some I'm starting to hear back only just now saying like we'd like you to do an assessment centre, and things like that. But obviously, like I don't really feel like I need to do that anymore. Um,
With 2.5 offers in the bag, you don't need to do
yeah,
that. So
exactly.
you're like, you know what?
I feel
Yeah,
like
you missed the boat. You missed the boat.
Yeah, exactly. They're too late. But yeah, so it just depends. So don't give up on your hope as well, because I remember I've been rejected from about two. I think I've been rejected from two. Like they've emailed me back saying like we're not going to take your application any further. So don't be disheartened by being rejected, because you don't always suit your values, don't always suit the company's values. It doesn't mean that you're crap or anything like that. It just means that um, you just won't get on maybe with the workplace and like the culture of the workplace and the firm. So don't be disheartened, and then you'll get through to like in your interviews and things like that, and then go from there really.
Yeah. How do you feel? Because I mean, imagine, so you've had your head of sixth form kind of saying this is going to be really, really hard.
Mm,
You go and see the careers advisor, and they say this is going to be really, really hard.
yeah.
At that point, what is going through your mind? What are you thinking about?
Well, I was just thinking at this point, like, it makes me want to try even harder to get the degree apprenticeship, because when you've got people telling you
Yeah.
can't do something, you immediately just want to be able to like prove them wrong and show like everyone that you can do it. And I had my mom, I had my friends around me and my family saying that
Yeah.
I'd be able to do it, and they all believed in me. Although like my teacher said it would be really hard, and it's so hard to get them.
Mm.
Everyone believed in me and everyone like thought that I'd be able to do it, and I think that's what really helped me. So even though I did get rejected from a
Yeah.
couple, like I kept on going, I persisted, I didn't let it knock me down. I still tried my best for like all the other assessment centres and all the other interviews, prepared to my best. But yeah, don't let it dishearten you. And
Yeah.
even though it's hard, someone's got to get it at the end of the day. So why can't that be you?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I love that. I love that positive element. So you go on to find rate my apprenticeship, is that right? So
Yeah,
you kind of go into this one page that you kind of go into this one page. When did you decide, because you're doing a kind of you want to do management consulting, if I'm correct. So at what point did you decide that this is the route that I wanted to take? Because there's over 200 plus apprenticeship opportunities, and a lot more being developed at a higher degree level as well. So at what point did you decide that this is what I want to do, and what was your decision making process there?
Yeah, so straight away, I kind of already knew that I wanted to go down the business, finance, accountancy sort of route, mainly the business side, because I did business at GCSE, and then now I do it at A level too. So, and I've always loved business. I've always like in my head wanted to like have my own business since I was young. So like that's always been one of my like big aspirations. So working in like the business world and like consultancy, like giving my expertise advice to different firms, is like always been something I've been interested in. So I think it's just completely up to you. I feel like you kind of, if you don't already know by the time that you need to apply for these like opportunities, you just need to think about what you enjoy and go off that. And yeah, just think about what you enjoy, and base your decision around that, because like I said, there's so many different opportunities for degree apprenticeships for so many different sectors, doing so many different things, so that I'm sure there'll always be like an opportunity for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So you decided the business, and that's what you wanted to be, in consulting kind of really appealed to you.
Yeah.
What was your strategy in terms of applying for the role? So as you said, you went to the website. There's so many different sectors, I guess. So many of them offering more or less consulting services, or some sort of business degrees of some sort.
Yeah.
What was your strategy? Did you just kind of go, right, I'm just going to apply to these 30, or did you sort of say to yourself, I'm really interested in blue chip companies, I'm really interested in small companies? Or what was your kind of strategy around picking those 30 that your plus applications that you sent off?
Yeah. So first of all, I researched into different companies that I saw on Rate My Apprenticeship and like the government website. I researched into the companies before I even applied, because in my head I'm thinking there's no point in me applying for into like companies and applying for different roles with firms that I don't like the look of, or that I don't appreciate their values. So I didn't actually apply for every single one that I saw. I researched each company individually, and I know it takes a lot of time to do that and like a lot of research. You really have to like put a lot of effort into it, in order to reap the rewards, obviously, at the end of it. But definitely researching into the different companies, and making sure that you feel comfortable with, like, if you did get the job opportunity to be working with that firm. So yeah, I applied for quite a few, like I said, around 30, I'd say. And all of the ones that I applied for, I'd be more than happy to work for. Obviously there were some better than others, and yeah, like I said, some better than others, but you have to apply, you have to be in it to win it at the end of the day. So definitely applying for lots of different ones, even if you don't really really love it. Still apply. There's no harm in applying.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that, in it to win it. Definitely, definitely a mantra that's going to see you all the way through your business career
Yeah.
as you consult away. So, okay, we've decided that what we want to do. You've got a strategy. You've done your research, and there you go. So you've applied for these 30 roles. How did you find the application process? So kind of the process that took place between sending off your CV, the organizations coming back to you, the assessment selection process and all that type of stuff. So kind of talk me through your experience and what you think of that.
Yeah. So what I would say is key is definitely before you even look at applying for any apprenticeships or any degree apprenticeships, make sure you have a really strong CV, because in the majority of the apprenticeships that you apply for, you have to submit your CV. Some don't. Some just ask you a range of different questions, including like your predicted grades, for example, because a lot of them do have grade requirements. They're usually quite low as well, so don't be put off by grades too much. But yeah, definitely having a really strong CV. I've got mine here, and making sure it's in a simple format as well, and not too long, just with like key points. And what you can also do is, well, what I did was I kind of adapted my CV slightly when applying to the different roles. So, for example, if like one company had the values of like working with integrity and being responsible and resilient, then I'd kind of like adapt that into my personal profile summary to make it fit with the company's values. And then like for another company, it might be like I don't know, like different attributes or skills that they're looking for, and kind of adapt it so it suits the job that you're applying for. And someone actually told me to do that. I didn't know you could do that, but that was something I found out that was really helpful. So I definitely think that that helped. And then obviously after your CV application, you usually automatically they ask you to do like a numerical based assessment, and like a literacy assessment. So in the literacy assessment, it's usually like situational questions, and they just basically want to know how you'd do work out in certain situations and how you'd go about certain things. And it's really chilled out. Like you just answer honestly, always answer honestly. Don't just put what you think they want you to put. That's one of the, like a very key point. Just be honest throughout the whole process. And then with the numeracy, make sure like you've got your calculator, your pad, and like writing everything down that you need to. And like I said, just try your best. And they're not expecting you to be like a genius and like really, really like clever at maths, for example. Like it's different skills that they look for. And then once you've done that, they'll usually let you know whether you've got through to the next round. And usually that's like a telephone interview, or it might be a video interview, which sounds a bit nerve-wracking. But the video interview, it's usually you're sat in front of the screen. There's no like interviewer there. It just pops up with a question and you get recorded, and you have to answer the question in your own time. It is a bit weird because it's like being on FaceTime to yourself. But yeah, it's don't be scared. Don't get set back on it. And you'll be fine. Just like I said, answer truthfully. And one key point that will be good when you're doing a video interview that I learned from going about the process is make sure that you can relate things that you've done in the past and like past experiences to like different things. So for example, one of the questions on your video interview might be how do you get around conflict, and how do you make sure there's no conflict in the workplace. So make sure you can like use a past experience to put it into an example. That's something that I always did, and I felt like that really worked because you can kind of like use it for context. So definitely like making sure you've got examples of different things. And then with a telephone interview, it's fairly similar, other than you've got someone on the other side of the phone writing everything down that you're saying. And then the next stage is usually like your assessment centre. So yeah, your assessment centre, there'll probably be a few other candidates on there applying for the same role, and you've done really well if you do get through to the assessment centre, because not many people do get through. So yeah, you should be really proud if you do get through. And yeah, with the assessment centre, it's really chilled out. Don't be nervous. I was nervous at first, but after you do so many, you kind of get into it, and just be yourself really. and really like make that connection with the employer or whoever is interviewing you. I feel like that's like a very good thing to do, like connect with them on more of like a closer level, so that they remember you, because you have to remember so many people are applying. They need something to remember you by. So yeah, then after the assessment centre, you get the offer. Um, but yeah, that's basically the whole like application process. And like I said, just be honest and always just be yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the only thing you can be, isn't it? It's all about being yourself.
Exactly.
So I know we won't cover the names of the organization because you're still holding out for your third offer, and
Yeah.
we want to keep that under wraps.
Okay.
And so we won't say much on that. But in essence, I remember you talking to me about the kind of the delivery model. So in terms of you're looking at whether you're going to be in digs at uni and all that type of stuff. If I'm correct, that'd be quite interesting to kind of talk that through, because I think sometimes people don't, young people don't recognize it. When you do the degree apprenticeship, you can still have the experience of the student life, because a lot of reasons why young people decide on universities, I just want to experience the student life. But I think you talked about potentially your first year being based at the, living in the uni campus, if I'm correct. So talk me through what does that look like after you've kind of got your offer, and they talk about the delivery models, etc.
Yeah, so the first thing I was thinking when applying for a degree apprenticeship was like, oh my God, like, am I going to still get like that uni life balance, and like have those experiences whilst you're young? And that's something that scared me a little bit. And I did my research and I actually found out that you are able to live with most of the degree apprenticeships, like in uni accommodation, and they'll sort that all out for you because technically you are a student at their uni. So if you do decide that you want to do that, which is something that I am looking into, then you are able to do that. So don't think that you're going to be like living on your own, isolated from everyone. Obviously, you've got your pros and cons. And at first, that's what I was thinking, like to live in uni accommodation and be with everyone else. Um, but today, actually, I've kind of had a change of mind, in terms of
Okay.
wanting to maybe actually just rent somewhere, with like someone else who's on the apprenticeship scheme, or maybe just like someone who goes to uni. I don't know yet. But I'm kind of just weighing up the different options. But like I said, don't think that you don't have that option of living in uni accommodation, because you have all the options. You have that option of living in uni accommodation or living on your own. It just depends really, like how you are as a person, and where you want to live. So yeah, you've got loads of different options.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that you'll still be planning to do student night on a Monday evening and then make it
Definitely.
to work for 8:30. Yeah,
Definitely. I'm missing out on student life.
yeah, you're gonna live this. And the difference is you're gonna have cash in your back pocket as well.
Exactly.
You're getting paid for. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Exactly.
You
I'll
were the
be
one
able to
buying the
pay for
drinks,
the
right?
nights
So.
out. That is
Oh
a
wow,
bonus
there you
as
go. So
well.
you don't be. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of friends. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people hanging around and wanting to be your friend.
Yeah,
Because, so that's interesting. So.
don't think that you're not going to make friends just because, obviously, I haven't started yet, but don't think that you're not going to make friends, because you'll meet so many people through the company. But not only that, but you'll be going to the uni every, like a day a week anyway. You're living in a city, which will be full of uni students because you'll be living where the uni will be. So don't think that like you're not going to make any friends or anything like that, because you'll still have the work life balance, and that's something that's really good about these degree apprenticeships and these firms that do degree apprenticeships. One thing I've noticed that they all have the flexible working, so they all make sure that they work around you basically, um, and ensure that the job is fit for you, because at the end of the day, they want you to work with them, and they're paying for you to do your degree and paying you a salary, and all you're doing is working for them, and getting your degree at the same time. So it's a win-win, really.
Yeah, fantastic. I love that. And you forgot to mention one thing. I think you still get your NUS student discount card as well, so you can definitely go shopping, which I know is is going to be quite important, right? So
Yeah.
you got to spend this money correctly, right? Don't say I said that to you. Okay, so um, we kind of getting to the end of this kind of fantastic process, etc. If you could look back now that you're sitting there, and I keep on saying you got 2.5 offers because I have absolute confidence knowing the third offer and knowing where one of those offers has come from, you're definitely going to have three,
Yeah.
right? So you're going to be sitting there having this three-way decision making strategy or process that you're going to need to go through. But if you could look back and reflect on the kind of, hey, CM, this is going to be really hard, to congratulations, Sienna, we would love to have you on board, and you have until tomorrow 8 a.m. to make that decision moment, what would you, how you summarize that journey? What would you say are the three takeaways you take away from that? And if you were to advise someone who's beginning that journey, what would you say to them?
Yeah. So the main thing I'd say is don't be set back. Don't be disheartened from any rejections. You just have to keep applying, apply to lots of different degree apprenticeships. Speak to your teachers because they're all there to help you. So my business teacher, she's actually given me a couple of ideas when it comes to interviews, because in a lot of interviews you have to usually prepare like a presentation, for example. So yeah, make sure that you use the people around you, and any like knowledge that anyone has. And don't be disheartened by any setbacks. Keep on going, keep applying. At one point, I was really stressed out. Obviously, A levels is a really stressful year anyway. So I've recently just had my mocks whilst doing loads of different interviews, and it's been a lot. Like it's been hard to juggle. But you kind of have to prioritize your career in a sense. Obviously, with A levels, you've got time with your A levels until you take them to revise and get your grades. You'll be fine. Like, don't worry too much. You just need to focus on getting an offer, really preparing for the interviews. That's key. Making sure you're really knowledgeable about the topic that you're talking about within your presentation and your interview, because they really see that. I know that one of my from my feedback, they've actually said to me, a company said that I had such good knowledge on my presentation that I could answer any question that they tried to challenge me with. So making sure you know it inside out will give you the best chances, basically. And if you do get rejected, make sure you always ask for feedback. That's something that I've found. Some companies do give you feedback and some companies don't. So if you get that feedback, then you know what to work on for the next interview, and you can just keep getting better and better and better. So yeah, definitely feedback is key, and actually taking the feedback in. And then when you get to the offer stage, at the end of it, after the assessment centres, like I said, make sure you make that connection. Make sure you really like connect on a deeper level, so that they have something to remember you by. And then after that, when you get your offer, you're kind of just like in shock and a bit overwhelmed. I was lucky enough to receive two offers on one day. I went from having no offers at all and kind of losing hope to having then two offers on one day. So really don't lose hope.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep on going and be positive. If you think you're not going to get it, you won't get it. You need to think that you are going to get it and you will secure the degree apprenticeship. And yeah, when you get to the offer stage, just think about the pros and the cons. I know Kufa helped me with like making a chart of pros and cons, and like weighing up both companies because it is a big decision to make. But as well as that, one thing I would definitely suggest is do have that backup of of a uni option. So what I did is I made sure that I did apply for uni when everyone else did in October. So I did my personal statement, everything, applied for uni like anyone else would. And then I have my offers now. So I knew that if I didn't get into a degree apprenticeship, then I had that backup. And I think that reassurance has kind of kept me going. because I know someone who's applied for degree apprenticeships and they don't have that backup, and it's been quite stressful. So just make sure you have backup options. Even though you might not end up needing the backups, just have it as a security, to stop you from stressing so much, because it is a stressful process. But yeah, those would be my top tips really, with like the whole
Lovely.
application process and like the whole process in general.
Yeah, I love that. I've been in this game for a very long time, right? And you're the first person who's described applying to uni as a backup. Normally, it's apply for your uni and have your apprenticeship as a backup. So that's really an interesting change of mindset. So love that, love that. But listen, I want to say congratulations. Thank you very, very much for taking the time out today. And I tell you what, there's going to be so many people that are going to kind of take on board what you said, and I love everything you said. And I've been in recruitment for a long period of time, and I'll say you were absolutely, your strategy, how you approached it, your positivity, your energy around how just making sure that you get to that end point with all the potential barriers just shows what can be achieved. So well done, now you've got your 2.5 offers, and I'll say 3. And I'm dying to say the name of the other company because you keep on you keep on joking when I mention the name. But yeah, listen, we're really proud of you. Congratulations on that, and hopefully what we're going to do is we'll probably catch up with you again and just kind of talk you through your first semester, your first day, and just kind of go through all that type of stuff. So you know what, thank you very, very much, Sienna. Love that. Thank you.
But just remember to stay positive, because that is key. And yeah, definitely stay positive throughout the whole process. I remember when I got back from Dubai, I went on holiday and I came back and I just got an offer as I stepped off the plane. Well, I got through to the next process and I was just like so happy, like I was speechless. So yeah, stay positive, and that's all you can do really. And then I'm sure if you work hard, it will all pay off, and like you said, you'll reap the benefits from there.
Yeah. Exactly. So there we go. Thank you very much. That's Sienna, our A-level, soon to be degree level, degree apprenticeship with potentially, and I'll say this, 3 really exciting organizations, definitely 2 really exciting organizations, which I know with their background and their kind of track record and who they are, you have a career that will be amazing in either way you go. And the third one, if that comes in as well, I envy you to have to make those decisions. And I wish I had the same kind of scenario when I was making decisions when I was at your age. So hey, listen, fantastic, well done, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No problem.